Hello, everybody, and welcome in to another episode of What's the Word. Today is Wednesday, November 18th, 2020, and today the word comes from James 1, verses 2 through 4 out of the Message Bible, which reads, "Consider it a sheer gift when tests and challenges come at you from all sides. You know that under pressure, your faith life is forced into the open and shows its true colors. So don't try to get out of anything prematurely. Let it do its work so you become mature and well developed, not deficient in any way." And from that, I want to say, your challenges only serve to make you better, so face them head on. There's no college football to talk about this week as Navy had their second consecutive game postponed this week against Memphis, and Maryland had their matchup against number 3 Ohio State canceled with no plans to reschedule. We did, though, have NFL action, and for the Washington football team, they lost to the Detroit Lions 30-27. Alex Smith, starting in his first game since his gruesome leg injury 2 years from today's date, threw for career-high numbers: 390 pass yards, 38 completions on 55 attempts, but no passing touchdowns. After a strong opening drive, 2 consecutive negative plays pushed Washington out of field goal range, ensuring that Washington continued their streak as the only team in the NFL without points on their opening drives. They also continued their streak of improved play in the second half of games, this time with 3 rushing touchdowns after halftime, 2 from Antonio Gibson and 1 from J.D. McKissic. Defensively, it's time to stop lauding Washington's defense as a top pass defense. They allowed their 8th play over 40 yards on the season, the most out of any team in the league. And we'll talk about the biggest defensive news at the end. As far as the kicking game, Dustin Hopkins missed his 5th field goal of the year. And despite head coach Ron Rivera saying that the team is discussing bringing in another kicker, it looks like Hopkins is safe for now. He did redeem himself at the end of the game by connecting on a 41-yard field goal to tie the game with 16 seconds remaining. But that brings us to the defense. In those 16 seconds, Detroit was able to drive the field, and kicker Matt Prater hit the game-winning field goal from 59 yards out. That was set up, of course, by defensive end Chase Young's roughing the passer call. I know a lot of people are disappointed with the call, but you can't contact the quarterback, forcing him to the ground after he's released the ball. Chase Young took exception for it, held himself accountable, saying that it was a rookie mistake and can't let it happen. And what more can you say? You know, the guy's a rookie, owning up to his mistakes like a pro. It is what it is, like he said. Next up for Washington is a home game against Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals at 1 p.m. It was a rough week as the Baltimore Ravens lost as well, 23-17 to the New England Patriots. Injuries are becoming a big issue for the Ravens. Already without defensive tackle Calais Campbell, linebacker L.J. Fort, and cornerback Jimmy Smith for the game, they also lost defensive tackle Brandon Williams, cornerback Terrell Bonds, and tight end Nick Boyle, who was lost for the season on a major knee injury. Offensively, Baltimore didn't look too bad. Even with the torrential downpour of rain, Lamar Jackson threw for 249 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also fell victim to former Maryland Terrapin J.C. Jackson, who hauled in his league-leading 6th interception at the end of the first half. Defensively, without the run stoppers up front, the Ravens were gashed for 173 yards on the ground, with Patriots running back Damian Harris accounting for 121 yards on 22 carries. Despite the troubling night, Baltimore entered the fourth quarter only trailing by 6 points. The defense held New England scoreless, but the offense punted twice and turned the ball over on downs in their final 3 possessions. Next up for Baltimore is a home game against the Tennessee Titans at 1 p.m. It's that time of year in the NBA. The trade window opened up on Monday, and yesterday reports surfaced that John Wall might be swapped for Russell Westbrook. The NBA draft is tonight at 8 p.m., and Onyeka Okongwu has a broken toe. NBA free agency starts on Friday. Will Davis Bertans resign? No matter what happens, we do know that the Wizards stand a better chance of making the playoffs, as the NBA is looking to have play-in games between the 7th and 9th seeds and the 8th and 10th seeds. And last but not least, take a look at these new Adidas reverse retro jerseys for the Washington Capitals, inspired by the 1997 team who made it to the Stanley Cup Finals just to be swept by the Detroit Red Wings. And another uniform note, take a look at Henrik Lundqvist's new goalie mask for the upcoming season. That's all I have for today. Thank you everybody for tuning in to another episode of What's the Word? God bless.